Hello everyone, Reza here. The modern agent building experience in Copilot Studio, how does that work with SharePoint lists? Let's put that to the test in this video. We will work with a very large SharePoint list, see how the agent retrieves data from the list, see how it can generate reports from the data. Also, we will give the agent the superpower of work IQ for SharePoint, which will enable it to perform full CRUD, create, read, update, delete actions against our SharePoint list. Let's check this video out in action. In Microsoft Copilot Studio, let's build an agent with the new experience. I'll create a work tracker assistant agent. The instructions: you will answer questions about work progress tracking. Always pull live data from the attached tool or knowledge before answering. Depending upon the user's asks, filter the data as needed and return the matches as a table. Now, the data source we will point to is a SharePoint list. And this is an extremely large SharePoint list, a list with over 10,000 rows of data. So let's add this as a knowledge source. Select SharePoint, and here all I have to do is enter the URL of my SharePoint list. That's my work progress tracker SharePoint list. I'll add this to the agent. Now, with skills, we can define the behavior of this agent through structured instructions. Let's add one. We'll create one from blank called find work items. The description: finds and filters the items, use whenever the user asks what tasks exist, who owns what, or what's in a given status, priority, or matches a particular keyword. Then I can define what happens when the skill is activated, guidelines, provide a few examples. So when the skill is activated, identify the right filter, query the tracker for live matches, return data as a table. If any field is blank, you show a hyphen. I've given a few examples. I'll create my skill. I'll also turn on memory so the agent remembers interactions and context for improved results. I'll save this agent. Now, let's put it to the test. Let's go to preview. Show me work items created this week. So it loads the skill, which is find work items. You can see the reasoning and thinking. I need to search for work items created this week. The current date is as follows. This week would be from June 15th to 19th. That's when I'm recording this video. Let me search the knowledge source for recent items. It searches the knowledge. In this scenario, it actually downloads all that data and it uses the analyzing CSV skill, wherein it loads all the information in a CSV file created in a container. Now it will perform the action of showcasing what are the work items that are created this week. And here is the list of 26 work items created this week. What I really like about this is it creates a link that directly takes us to that specific list item in SharePoint. Items assigned to me that are not started. It understands the current user's context. And here is the list of items. It also highlights that 3 items are past their due date that need immediate attention. Let's try this. What are the total count of items that are assigned to me? And the total count is 836. It's also broken that out by status. A very popular question that we ask agent: what's the total count in this list? And that is spot on the total number of items, in my SharePoint list. Now, how about we ask the question on how it was able to do this? Is it using search? Is it using some skill to load the data? It says the total count came from the SharePoint list data that was automatically downloaded when I searched this knowledge source. The result included a CSV file. I then used Python to load that CSV and simply count the rows. Where is this file stored? The file is stored in a directory within my secure sandbox container. It's a temporary location. The file was downloaded automatically when I queried the list and exists only for the duration of the session. Does it respect the security of the user connecting to the list? The answer is yes, because it's authenticated as me when it is performing that action to load the data from SharePoint. So SharePoint permissions are enforced. Let's start a new chat. Now let's add a new item. I will assign this to myself and save. How many items are there in the list? I just created a new one. This time, when the agent works through the set of skills and knowledge, it should be able to pull the fact that a new item was created. So it's a live representation of the data. There we go. One extra item added to my list. List the tasks assigned to me that are due this month. Okay, now let's see if it can change the priority. I'll ask it to change the priority for that first item to high. I'm sorry, but I don't have the ability to directly update the items in the list. Well, for that, we need to give the agent the power to perform actions. And for that, we have tools. Now, yes, I can pick SharePoint and I can pick the update item action and then configure that action. But if I head over to MCP, we now have the work IQ SharePoint that we can take advantage of. I'll go ahead and add this to the agent. Now this work IQ for SharePoint, it's running in the current user's context. So when I publish this agent and share it out with users, whoever will be interacting with the agent, their identity will be used to perform actions via the specific tools that are a part of the work IQ for SharePoint. It can list all the items, it can create columns, create folders, update items, and so many more actions that we can take advantage of. By default, all of these tools are open. If you want to get very specific and not allow certain set of tools, you have the full flexibility to do that. I'll go ahead and save this. Now, let's head back to preview. I'll start a new chat. List the tasks assigned to me that are due this month. The items marked 1 and 2 change the priority to urgent. This time, the agent is equipped with the tool Work IQ for SharePoint. You can see it has the internal SharePoint ID context as well. Now it will use the tools that are available as part of the Work IQ for SharePoint. So it'll find that SharePoint site, get the list, context. I have everything I need. Now I'll update both the items simultaneously by using the update list item action. Done. Both tasks have been updated. The priority of both of these tasks have changed. Urgent, urgent. List the tasks that are assigned to Sarah that are not started. It's checking the names that are in the assigned to column. It's a person column. It confirms that Sarah does exist. Now it's going to filter the data. So there's no task assigned to Sarah that's not started. Show me the task details that is behind. It understands the full context of the conversation. So here are the details of the task that's behind. Can you assign this task to me and change the due date to end of June? I'm asking it to change a person column as well as a date column. Once again, it's going to use the powerful tools that are available in WorkIQ for SharePoint and do the magic. Done. The task has been updated. Let's check it out. The due date has changed and assigned to is Reza. Create a pivot table from this list with columns status, priority, and assigned to. At this moment, it's creating a nicely formatted Excel file with the pivot table, all this data coming from my SharePoint list. Done. My Excel file is ready. I'll click on the Excel file. Let's open this file and check this out. The pivot table here, status, assigned to, priority. I have all those counts right here. I can even ask general questions about the list. What status values are there? Here's the list of status values from my choice column. Generate a report of items that are not started or blocked or behind and group them by assigned to. And here is the report. These are the list of all items in my data source that are in those statuses grouped by assigned to. Supremely powerful. Now, what if I want to email this out to the user? Can go to Build, Tools. Once again, I can use the Outlook connector action send email, but I can also use WorkIQ for mail, which includes tools that has full context of my WorkIQ for mail. Save. Send me an email with details of all items that are assigned to me and due this week. This time, the agent is equipped with the tool WorkIQ Mail as well. So it does the analysis. There are no items due this week, but there are items that are coming up to be due very soon. So it's gone ahead, formulated that information, and it's using the send email with attachments option, which is a tool within the WorkIQ for mail. It's gone ahead and sent me that email. Here's my mailbox. Here is the awesome email that has come through from Copilot Studio. Let's ask it to do more. Generate a PowerPoint deck reporting the status of the work progress tracker. Include a title slide, a summary slide, generate decks, PDFs, Word files, and so much more. All of these powerful capabilities are readily available within the agent. It's got all the data. Now it's building out the deck. While it builds the deck out, back to Copilot Studio, can I make this agent autonomous? Every Monday morning, I want a report of all the tasks that are due this week. That report should be sent out to my mailbox. To do that, we need to make sure that the agent is firstly published. So I'll publish the agent. In the meanwhile, the deck is ready. Let's check it out. Here is the deck that it has built out for me. The agent's published. Now let's make it autonomous. Workflow. The trigger, this one, I'll run it on a schedule. Run this once a week, Monday at 8 a.m. I can pick my time zone. Once the workflow triggers, I want to call the agent. This agent will be my work tracker assistant that I just published. And all I have to do now is give it the message. Email me a report of all tasks that are due this week. Publish. Every Monday morning, this will run. Send that message as the prompt to the agent. The agent will weave its magic and send me the email. I just published it. It's running a test right now. Let's see what it does. Triggered. The agent got called. Here's the result. The email has been sent successfully. Here is the email that I have received. If you enjoyed this video, then do like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for watching.